The UFC is headed to Sacramento this weekend with a middleweight main event between Anthony Fluffy Hernandez and Gregory Robocop Rodrigues. It's a banger fight, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys all my picks and my predictions for this entire fight night card. Before we go ahead and get into the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get to yapping, boys. We will start with the early prelim opener of Chanel Dyer taking on Elise Reed. Oh, I wonder who's going to win this one. I wonder who's going to win this one. I'm going to go with Chanel Dyer. Little bit of a no-brainer. Elise Reed has been finished in every single one of her fights in WMMA. Every single one of her fights. She's 8-5. She's been knocked out. She's been submitted. She's been knocked out. She's been submitted. She's been knocked out. She's pretty much a victim of every single one of her losses. Literally victimized in the women's divisions. Like, you don't usually see it. You don't usually see it unless you're Elise Reed or you're Victoria. I want to say Leonardo, Victoria, or some shit. Those are the only two that really get slimed. So Elise Reed is one of those victims. I'm going to go with Chanel Dyer to win this by round 1 or round 2 TKO. I think she'll rip some body shots. She'll go upstairs. She'll back her up against the fence. And I think she'll just unload a little combo. Clip Elise Reed, drop her, and finish her. I'm going to go with Chanel Dyer. She also got a knock in her last one against a much tougher opponent. So give me Chanel Dyer to get it done by round 1 or round 2 TKO. We move on to a mirror matchup here. A little bit of a mirror matchup. Wes Party Time Schultz versus Jackson McVeigh, the Moose. Dude, these guys look the same. These guys look the same. I don't know why this won't go. These guys literally look the same. Tell me I'm wrong. Wes Schultz is just a bit of a tubbier version of Jackson McVeigh, and Jackson McVeigh is just a bit of a whiter, pastier version of Wes Schultz, if you know what I'm saying. But this is kind of a mirror matchup. Both guys are genuinely just like the most middle of the middleweights like you would ever see. Like, these guys are literally dead center. Just they're in the UFC, but they're not going to go far. They're gonna beat the bottom of the barrel, but then they're gonna get absolutely destroyed by anybody above it. And both these guys are the exact same. Jackson McVeigh coming off of a win, Wes Schultz coming off of a win. Both of their wins were not good wins, if I'm being completely honest. Wes Schultz submitted Ben Johnston, I believe, in the 3rd round with a guillotine after getting whooped up for 3 rounds. Then Jackson McVeigh finished Rodrigues Dumas, who is somehow still in the UFC, in the 1st round. Got him out of there, as you're supposed to do against Rodrigues Dumas, because Dumas is the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the barrel. Somehow he has another fight booked against Mickey Gall. Who fucking knows how? Who knows? But we're going to put that aside. This one's like a mirror matchup, and it's a tough one because I think Jackson McVeigh has all the physical advantages here, and ultimately I'm going to pick Jackson McVeigh. But I do want to say Wes Schultz submitted Jackson McVeigh in their first fight. They fought before on the regional scene. I believe it was in amateurs. Wes Schultz submitted Jackson McVeigh with an armbar, which is interesting. But this was on the amateur scene, the regional scene. And other than that, Jackson McVeigh was undefeated coming into the UFC. Got beat by Bruno Ferreira, got armbarred. Bruno Ferreira is a very high-level opponent. And then he also lost to, who did he lose to? It was Zachary Reese he lost to as well, where he was doing really good in that fight early on. I just think Wes Schultz is a punching bag. The dude's a punching bag. He can fluke a sub. He literally did it in his last one against Ben Johnston. He could definitely fluke an armbar here. If Jackson McVeigh plays this properly and fights this fight properly, has any fight IQ at all, he will solely keep this on the feet for the longest amount of time that he can, and he will blast knees up the middle when Wes Schultz tries to crash in. And I do think that Jackson McVeigh can do damage here and get Wes Schultz out of there by TKO. So I'm going to go with Jackson McVeigh by round 1 or round 2 TKO. But do not be surprised if Wes Schultz flukes him with an armbar in the 2nd or 3rd round. Wes Schultz is tough. He's hard to get out of there. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this fight by sub, but I'm going to go with Jackson McVeigh to get it done by round 1 or round 2 knockout. We move on to the next fight. Gage Young taking on Stan Dorsonville. I'm actually very confident in who I'm going to pick here. Gage Young is kind of the middle of the barrel of the lightweight division. Not done too much, but, you know, he's gone the distance with Quillen Salkiel on Dana White Contender Series. He also went the distance with, who is it after that? He lost the fight after that. by split. Evan Elder, I think it was Evan Elder? He went the distance, split decision or something, lost. Then he beat Mahashate in China, and then he just beat Thiago Moises. So he's a very middle the barrel, bottom of the barrel kind of lightweight. He's fighting Stan Dorsonville. Dorsonville coming in on short notice here, stepping up 5-0. But I actually think Stan Dorsonville is very good. I really like his fight style. I just watched his fight against Dan Holt, and this dude is a grinder. This guy is a grit and grind type fighter, a guy who has a lot of belief in himself, a lot of confidence in himself. He's not cocky, overconfident, but he believes heavily in his abilities, and he shows it in the octagon. He pushes a pace. He throws hands. He'll get in deep on the hips, take you down, dump you, drop elbows, drop hammers, drop ground and pound. Then you'll go back to the feet. He'll keep pressuring, keep pressuring. He really has a high pace for a 3-round fighter. We haven't seen him in a 5-rounder, but 3 rounds, he's great for Stan Dorsonville. And I think if he puts that pressure, that grit, that grind style on Gage Young, he can win here. I really do believe that. So I'm going to pick Stan Dorsonville to win this fight by decision, because I really liked what I saw in the tape study. I'm just being honest. It is short notice. It is a step up. He's only 5-0. He hasn't fought the best of the best competition. But Gage Young's lost to anybody who's just a little bit better than him. And I think Stan Dorsonville has areas in his game where he's just a little bit better than Gage Young. So I'm going to go with Stan Dorsonville. You know, grinds this one out. I really like the way that he pressures forward and then dips for shots, takes you down, will land some shots, go back to the feet, and then he'll just keep in that boxing range. And he keeps his boxing very tight. His defense is really solid. Gage Young isn't the most flashy, dangerous, dynamic guy. So I think Stan Dorsonville will be chilling here on the feet. I don't think he can get boomed out cold. Knock on fucking wood. But I'm going to go with Stan Dorsonville to win this one by decision. 29-28. I think maybe Gage Young wins the first. Stan Dorsonville picks it up second, third, gets it done. Give me Stan Dorsonville on short notice as the UFC newcomer. Give me Stan to get it done by decision. We move on to the next fight. Oh my days. Now this is one where I'm not going to be picking the short notice black screen guy. I'm going to go with Marcio Barboza. I'm not going to break down the P's and Q's. Ryan Cuse has pretty good grappling. That's about it. That's about it. That's really just about it. Marcio Barboza is disgustingly brutal with his knockouts, and I think he's going to disgustingly, brutally cold Ryan Cuse in the first round. So I'm going to go with Marcio Barboza by first round KO. If he doesn't get him out of there in the first, I think he'll get him out of there in the second. If it gets to the third, that's when I really think Ryan Cuse could take over, because Marcio could gas a little bit, but I'm not really confident at all that this is going to get even past a minute or two. I'm going to go with Marcio Barboza to get this done in the first round by brutal slime out knockout like his last fight. It's also short notice for both guys, but Marcio Barboza just has that fucking touch of death in his fingers, in his hands, in his palms. So I'm going to go with Marcio Barboza by round 1, slime out, gets it done over Ryan Cuse. Not much to say here. Chris Padilla taking on Nasrat Haqparast. This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one, I'm not going to lie, and I'm a massive Chris Padilla fan. This is a hard fight. This is a really hard fight. Now, we haven't seen Nasrat Haqparast since he got brutally colded against Quillen Salkild. So he did take a lot of time off, but that is good, because he got brutally colded by Quillen Salkild. And if you look back at that, Quillen Salkild wasn't ranked. He's now ranked number, 7 or 8 in the world now in the lightweight division. So a lot can change in like not even a full year. But Nasrat Haqparast is back. He's fighting Chris Padilla. It's a tough one, because I do think Nasrat Haqparast has a very good style to beat Chris Padilla. I'm not going to lie. Solid boxing, really good defense, good movement, solid head movement, a really good chin, good volume, good cardio. I think Nasrat Haqparast overall is a very well-rounded boxer that can cause issues for Chris Padilla, because Padilla can get caught on the feet a little bit. He can get hit. He does have really high, good, tight defense, but he can get hit. He can get caught not throwing enough volume and getting too much volume popped in his face. Like if Nasrat pops that jab and sticks and moves and keeps that jab in Chris's face, he's really gonna off balance Chris Padilla and really get him, like, you know, struggling to get into a momentum, get into a flow state. So I think Nasrat can do that, but I'm still ultimately gonna pick Chris Padilla, because I do think if he pressures in this fight, we win this, okay? And I'm saying we because Chris Padilla is one of my boys. I've been watching him since he got in the UFC, and I've always liked his style. I've picked him as an underdog before many times, and I think he's just got that underdog mentality. Not to mention, I think he beat Markel Medeiros, who's higher up on this card. I think he beat him, and it was a draw. So he needs to do what he did in that fight. Pressure forward, volume, pressure, volume. Stay in the face of Nasrat Haqparast. Keep bombing away. Keep blitzing him. Try to tag up that chin that just got really badly exposed by Quillen Salkild. Obviously, it was a head kick. But try to expose that chin. Try to get some damage on him and really try to beat him up in the clinch. Don't let him get going at range with the boxing. Don't let him stick and move. Don't let him pop that jab in your face too much, you know, and off balance you, because I really think that's what Nasrat just does the best, is just jabs you in the face. 1-2, 1-1-2. You know, he's really just very traditional boxer, but it works really well. And against Chris Padilla, who's shorter and stockier than Nasrat Haqparast, it can work. So I do worry a little bit, but I'm going to go with Chris Padilla to win this fight by split decision. I really do believe it's going to be like a split decision, a very close 29-28 decision. So I'm going to go with Chris Padilla because I think the pressure and the volume and staying in Nasrat's face, you know, ripping elbows in the clinch, ripping body shots as well, using those leg kicks. He's got really solid leg kicks. Use those leg kicks, slow down Nasrat's movement, and then cut him off, cut off the cage. I think Chris is going to be on the front foot. Nasrat's going to be backing up, trying to counter shot and jab him up. So I'm going to go with Chris with the pressure. Split decision, 29-28, maybe unanimous, but I'm going to go Chris with a very close decision here. I hope he gets it done. We move on to Kennedy and Nzechukwu versus Shamil Gaziev. Ever since I saw this fight, I knew I was going to pick Kennedy. I'm going to be honest. I've been watching some other predictions. People are like, oh, you know, I want Shamil to win. Dude, Shamil is a fat fucking Russian. He's a fat Russian blob. And we finally are seeing it, that if he doesn't fight another blob, he gets fucking blobbed. He just does. And Shamil is 36 years old, maybe 37. I know that's like prime heavyweight age, but it's not. It's not. You always want to be younger. You're going to be more explosive. You're going to be more dynamic. And Shamil's just a fat Russian blob. He doesn't have good defense. His chin is not there anymore, really. He's quite chinny. You know, if he gets popped a few times, he will slow down. His mouth guard will come out. He will just start going and heavy breathing. He will start getting really, really tired after round 1 or round 2. So I don't see a path where Kennedy loses, and he's the underdog. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm tripping and Shamil Gaziev just goes out there and chins Kennedy, but bro, Kennedy doesn't really just get chinned. He doesn't get colded. He fucking knocked out Carlos Holberg. He knocks out these blobs, and I would put Shamil Gaziev in the category of a fucking blob. All right? So, unless Kennedy's fighting somebody like Walter Walker, or fighting somebody like Marcus Buchecha, who's just gonna fucking hug his leg and just hold him down and just fucking literally sit on bottom with a fucking leg lock, trying to fluke him, I don't see Kennedy losing. This is a stand-up battle. Shamil can get maybe one takedown. That's it. And on the ground, Shamil's got fucking nothing. He's got nothing. He's got no submissions. He's got no ground and pound. He's just, good fighter, you know, and just fucking lays on you. You know, he's just fucking nothing. He doesn't do anything. He's a blob. And I like Shamil. I actually feel bad for the dude. Because his last fight, bro, I obviously picked Brando Pericic by obliteration. But, because I knew. You have to know, just looking at their fight styles. But Shamil does have a good chin. And he did stay in there for a long time. So I do think this is going to be a beatdown by Kennedy. Which makes it worse because I actually like Shamil Gaziev. I don't want the guy to get fucking brutally chinned. I don't want him to get beat down either. I just rip off the Band-Aid, get it over with. But I think Kennedy is really going to beat down on Shamil Gaziev and chin him badly here. So I'm going to go with Kennedy and Nzechukwu here. I think he's going to really brutally KO this guy in round 2 or round 3. Maybe even just round 1 gets him out of there. Maybe Shamil will quit, but I think Kennedy's going to get him out of there in round 2 or round 3 with a fucking nasty combo up against the fence. Maybe like a straight right. Just punches through Shamil and just fucking folds him up against the fence. I'm going to go with Kennedy and Nzechukwu to get this done by round 2, round 3 TKO. I think Shamil's tough enough to survive round 1. We'll see. But the durability is lacking. He's getting older. He's slowing down. If you look at his career, he really has only beaten blobs like, what's his name? Thomas Peterson. That's really the best win I can think of for him is Thomas Peterson. Like, he really has only beaten Blob, so I think Kennedy's gonna kind of have an easy time with him as long as he's smart and stays on the feet and just fucking does his bread and butter, pops those shots on the feet, keeps the range. He's the longer, taller guy with more power, more agility. This should be easy for him. So I'm going to go with Kennedy and Nzechukwu to get this done by TKO in the second or third round. We move on to the feature fight. Not the feature fight. The feature prelim, sorry. Jamal Emmers taking on Larian Douglas. I see a lot of people being like, oh, I don't know about Larian's takedown defense. I don't know. Dude, Larian Douglas is going to smoke Jamal Emmers. Jamal Emmers has such a lack of defense on the feet that I'm not even worried. Honest to God. You know, Jamal can sit down on a punch. He could counter Larian Douglas. But I think the fear factor is actually going to play into this. Jamal Emmers is older. He's going to know the power coming back at him. I think he's going to be a bit scared to engage with Larian Douglas, get backed up against the fence, and get fucking chinned. Simple as that. You know, I think Jamal Emmers needs to mix in the wrestling if he wants a singular chance at winning this fight. I think Larian Douglas is that much of a prospect. And I'm going to say something right now. We got Larian Douglas and Marcio Barboza on the same card. Dude, I think these are two of the best Brazilian prospects right now. I have a list of Brazilian prospects that I'm like, yo, watch out for these guys. At fucking featherweight, we got Larian Douglas and Marcio Barboza. At lightweight, we've got, what's his name? Fuck me. Oh my god, what's his name? Dude, we just saw him fight as well. Oh my god, dude, he's a bomber, bro. Oh, what's his name? Oh, man. Oh, I'm gonna be so pissed if I don't remember this. Dude, I'm searching up right now, guys. I'm sorry. I'm searching up right now. I'm literally pissed if I don't remember this, bro. I think he's at lightweight, dude. Who is it? Oh my god. Manuel Souza. Okay, sorry. Boys. Larian Douglas, Marcio Barboza, Manuel Souza, and also the guy we just saw, Michael Oliveira. Those are literally the top 4 fucking Brazilian prospects. At welterweight, at lightweight, at featherweight, those dudes are all dangerous. And I think Larian Douglas is there, bro. I think Larian Douglas is a guy we are going to see get an opportunity at a top 15 within the next year if he's active. I'm so serious. And it would kind of suck if we see Marcio Barboza and Larian Douglas fight each other because I think they both will make it to the top 15 or at least get an opportunity at the top 15. I'm very high on both of them. I think Larian Douglas has had his losses, but he has also knocked out brutally his last, 8 opponents, something like that, bro. I think this guy's seriously leveled up his game. He's training with, what's it called? Blood something, with the GOAT, bro, with the GOAT, fucking, Cub Swanson. So I like where he's training with Ethan Ewing as well. I like that camp. I think Larian's going to win this fight. Sorry, I spent way too much time talking about the Brazilian Bombers. I'm going to go to Larian Douglas to get this one done by round 1 flatline knockout. I think this is going to be a brutal, disgusting knockout. He's getting a bonus. Barboza's getting a bonus. And we're going to call it a fucking good day, boys. Give me Larian Douglas by round 1 knockout. We move on to Anthony Wint versus Terrence Chapman. Oh, I wonder who's going to win this one. I wonder who's going to win this one. Funny thing. Anthony Wint, he's one of the boys now. He's one of the boys now. I'm just saying. He is one of the boys now. Commented on one of my IG reels. Said he's getting it done that last week on Dana White Contender Series. Said all glory to God. I believe in it, bro. All glory to God. Anthony Wint got it done. Round 1 knockout. Easy fucking work. He was fighting a blob. And they've given him another blob because he asked to be on this card. He wants to fight. You know Dana loves it when you say that shit. You want to fight? Oh, yeah, I'll put you on a fucking card against a blob. Let's fucking go. You know Dana loves hearing that shit. He's like, oh, oil me up. I love it. But I think Anthony Wint's going to get this one done by round 1 knockout as well. This should be easy. He's really fighting a fucking blob. Like this. I can't show you a picture of Terrence Chapman. Search him up. He really is a blob. And Anthony Wint is a former NFL linebacker. Obviously wasn't in the NFL for a long time. Didn't I think he played 2 games, but dude is explosive. He's physical. He's got the fucking gifts. He looks like he's roided to the gills. And even though he's 5'11" at heavyweight, the guy's going to bomb out a few of these motherfuckers before really fighting a guy who's just going to, like, cardio mog him, or who's going to really just have too much range on him, just fucking beat him up with jabs and teeps and head kicks and stuff. So I'm going to go with Anthony Wint to get this one done by round 1 KO. Probably a brutal knockout. Round 1, overhand right or overhand left. Probably just slimes out Terrence Chapman. Give me Anthony Wint by round 1 KO. He's one of the boys now. We will ride with him until he gets brutally slimed by, like, a top 15 heavyweight after he runs through a few blobs. So we're going to go with the boy Anthony Wint. Gets it done by round 1 KO. Easy work. We move on. Carly Judice versus Hezla Chavez. Dude, good fight. Good, honestly, good women's MMA fight. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I saw this matchup and I was like, I'm not mad at it. Dude, Carly Judice and, bro, please remember the name. Please remember the name, bro. Oh my god, Bilal, remember the name. Oh, fuck, what's her name? Dude, I don't know how I'm forgetting her name. It's the Archangel. You guys know who I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Those are my 2 favorite WMA prospects right now. Carly Judice and the Archangel. Fuck, what's her name, dude? It's like at the tip of my tongue. I don't know how I be forgetting these names. God damn it. Anyways, you guys know who I'm talking about. Carly Judice and the Archangel are my 2 favorite WMA prospects. Like, nasty prospects who have knockouts, who have phenomenal striking, good takedown defense, good grappling themselves. And I think genuinely Carly Judice is going to be a ranked WMA fighter very soon. I think she's going to beat Hezla Chavez here. I don't think the odds are, like, really valid. Like, do not bet on her as, like, what is she, a minus 500? Fuck me, minus 550. That's crazy, dude. Minus 550 for Carly Judice is nuts. I'm not gonna lie, because Hezla Chavez is pretty good. She's pretty good. Her striking's solid. She's not the most fast twitch striker, but Carly Judice is solid. Her only 2 losses are by split decision. She could have arguably won both. She's leveled up her game. She's looked really fucking clean on the feet. Clean, crispy striking. She suits the nickname Crispy Carly Judice. I'm going to go with Carly Judice to win this fight by decision. I think she'll win this decision 30-27. Honestly, maybe Hezla Chavez does make it close in 1 round or 2. But I think Carly Judice's striking is just levels above most people in this weight class. Genuinely. Like, she's out there striking like a man. And I'm saying that in a good way. In like a compliment way, you know? Like, she is out there striking like a man. She's got great striking, very clean, nice straight punches, head kicks, knees in the clinch, elbows, body shots. She's just so well-rounded. So I'm going to go with Carly Judice to win this fight by 30-27 decision. Gets it done. And I think we'll be seeing her ranked by the end of the year, I hope. We move on to Markel Medeiros taking on Mason Jones. Sneaky fucking banger. Any Mason Jones fight is a sneaky fucking banger. I'm going to go with Mason Jones to win this fight against Markel Medeiros. We just saw how Medeiros deals with pressure against Chris Padilla. And I'm sorry he lost that fight. He did. He lost that fight. I could not have been more upset about a decision ever in my life almost. When I heard they call Chris Padilla's name that he won, and then 5 minutes later they say, no, the judges got it wrong, it was a draw. What the fuck? I've never been more upset, genuinely. Markel Medeiros lost that fight. I still believe he lost that fight to this day, and I think he's going to lose this fight to Mason Jones because Mason Jones is better than Chris Padilla. As much as I love Chris Padilla, Mason Jones is more durable, has more pressure, has more power, is a bigger overall lightweight. He's fought way better competition. He's got more finishing capabilities. I think Mason Jones will be a ranked lightweight this year. Genuinely. This guy has fucking scraps every time. I know he's having wars. He wishes he had cleaner fights at the end of his last fight against, what's his name? The French guy. I remember him saying, I need to have cleaner fights, but I just can't. I keep having these wars. And I think this might still be a war as well. I don't think he's going to wipe the floor with Medeiros, but I think he's going to have a lot of success in this fight. In the clinch, pressuring him back, landing leg kicks, throwing up that lead side head kick that he likes to throw. I love that lead side head kick that he throws. He rocked Axel Sola with it in his last fight. He always has scraps. He always has fun fights. I think this will be no different. He's beat really good competition. Balaji Oki, Axel Sola. Obviously, he beat what's his name? Fuck. The older guy, bro. Again, I'm not gonna remember. But he's beat good competition, and he's only lost to really high level guys. So I think Mason Jones is gonna win this fight. I think he's gonna dominate this fight, and I'm gonna go with Mason Jones to win this fight by 30-27. I'm predicting 30-27 here. Markel can make it close. He's got good leg kicks. He's got clean striking. But Mason Jones makes it dirty, and he makes it messy. And when it's messy and it's dirty, that's when you really have to ask yourself, am I in this game for the right reason? Am I in this sport for the right reason? Can I deal with this level of pressure? Can I deal with this adversity? Can I deal with the power and the amount of ferocity being thrown back at me? And most guys say fucking no when they're fighting Mason Jones. So give me Mason Jones to get it done. The absolute dog himself, Mason Jones, the dragon, gets it done by 30-27 decision. I think Mason Jones, one of my favorite prospects. Carly Judy's one of my favorite prospects. I really hope both of them get it done. Give me Mason Jones to get it done by 30-27 decision. Just beats the fucking brakes off Markel Medeiros. We move on. The GOAT's back. The GOAT's back. Can we get a fucking round of applause for a second? We're back. RDR's back, boys. The GOAT is back. RDR's back. I love Reinier de Ridder. If you guys know, I love Reinier de Ridder. I've been to his last 2 fights live, and he lost them both. I've never seen Reinier de Ridder win live, in person. I watched him at UFC, what is it, Iowa, or whatever the fuck it was. You know, I've watched him live, back to back, and he lost both times. He lost one squid on the stool in Vancouver. And then he just loses a 30-27 to my least favorite fighter in the middleweight division in fucking, what's his name? Caio Borralho. 30-27. I don't know why my eye is so itchy. Oh my gosh. Loses a 30-27 to Caio Borralho. The most disappointing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not going to lie. Caio was just sitting around there, just popping a jab. And won with a jab. It was disappointing. It was disappointing, but we're back and we're getting a layup. I'm going to be completely honest. Roman Dolidze is a layup. He's smaller than Reinier de Ridder somehow. He's slower than Reinier de Ridder. He's got worse wrestling, worse grappling. He's older. This is a layup. We need to win this fight. And I say we because Reinier de Ridder is we. We are Reinier de Ridder. I've been wanting Reinier to win his last 2 fights that I fucking went to, and he lost them both. I'm not going to this one, because it's in Sacramento. I don't give a fuck. But, Reinier de Ridder, please, brother. Please win this fight, dog. Please. Please. I'm praying. I'm genuinely praying. But I do think he's got all the skill advantages. After all that little rant, he's longer. I think his striking is actually going to be better than Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze really just goes, huh, and throws an overhand right. That's really all he does. And the worst part is Roman Dolidze just tries to fluke an overhand on you because he just goes, huh, and he looks away. So I think he's just going to try to fluke an overhand right on Reinier de Ridder. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Rainer's too long. He's too tall. His reach is too much. I don't think Roman's going to be able to clip him with anything. I think the range is going to be very difficult for Roman Dolidze to deal with. Not to mention Rainer's going to be able to, or that Roman Dolidze what the fuck am I saying? I'm mixing up Reinier and Roman. I think Roman's going to struggle with the range and struggle to land on Reinier de Ridder. And I think we're going to have some weird, awkward grappling exchanges where Roman's just on bottom trying to fluke a fucking, what do you call it? A heel hook or a leg entanglement. And Reiner's just going to be punching him in the head from top or from bottom or whatever the heck it is. They're going to be in some weird entanglements. But I think Reinier de Ridder is going to win this fight. I don't think he's going to finish Roman Dolidze. I really want him to. I do really want him to. But I'm going to go with Reinier de Ridder to win this one by, like, probably 30-27 as well. I'm predicting a lot of 30-27s on this main card. I'm risking it for the biscuit. But I do think Reinier de Ridder can win every single round here. Roman is just slower, smaller, stockier, less powerful, less good in the jiu-jitsu, less good on the ground. And everybody always compliments this guy's jiu-jitsu. When's the last time we saw this guy fucking get a submission? Yeah, he hasn't. He's literally just a fucking a blockhead, Roman Dolidze is. He's literally just a Georgian blockhead who just he's like Marab, but like no cardio, no speed, and little durability. Like he's tough, but Roman Dolidze's shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go with Reinier de Ridder to win this one by 30-27 decision. Gets it done over all 3 rounds. Let's go RDR. All right, we move on to the co-main event. Sergey Spivak, Vitor Petrino. dude. I really want to pick Sergey Spivak, but it's like a fear factor. Because it's like, Sergey could so fluke Vitor Petrino. I do feel it. I feel he could fluke a decision here. Because he just did it against Ante Dalia. He's a great fighter, you know. He just fluked Ante Dalia by decision. And I predicted that. I actually did predict that. I did predict the Sergey Spivak fluke decision against Ante Dalia. In a bit of a scrap. A bit of a back and forth scrap. But he dropped Ante. You know, he had him hurt. He was piecing him up on the feet. I do think Vitor is quite good at heavyweight. He did struggle with Steven Aspelin, which... take that as you will, but I think Steven's quite a dog. Aspelin's a dog. He will push forward. He will march forward. He will pop you with big shots. He will keep coming forward, and it was in the Apex. This is in the big octagon. I think Vitor's move to heavyweight was a great idea, and he's kind of getting one of the easier heavyweights in the top 10, because this is what Sergey's ranked. Why won't it show? Is Sergey not ranked? Sergey's ranked number 6. They're giving him a number 6 heavyweight to get into the rankings, and it's probably one of the easier heavyweights. Like, they're not giving this guy Waldo Cortez Acosta, who has one-shot knockout power. You know, they're not giving this guy Curtis Blades, who will be able to grapple and wrestle with Vitor Petrino and put hands on him. They're not giving this guy, like, who else could I think of? Like, Volkov. You know, Volkov would be a fucking difficult fight for Vitor. I think the range would be way too much. But Sergey is beatable. And every time he fights a little bit of adversity, he does just get chinned and just fucking fold. So, I'm going to go with Vitor by knockout. I do think Sergey can win this fight. Like, if Vitor doesn't get going early and get going soon and starts conceding and slowing down and kind of just fighting at the pace that Sergey's giving him, because I did notice that Vitor does that a lot. He'll fight at the pace of his opponent. Like Thomas Peterson, for example. That fight, I rewatched that fight. He's really fighting at Thomas Peterson's pace, you know? Just kind of going tit for tat with him. Not really putting his foot forward, not really taking assertion of the fight. And it starts to get away from him. And then he just is like, oh shit, you know, like I'm really making this more competitive than it is. Then he chins Thomas Peterson in the third. But it's like he does that oftentimes. He'll just let a fight get away from him. So if he does that here, Sergey's just going to win a decision. You know? But I'm going to trust that Vitor will really pressure forward, put hands on Sergey Spivak, back him up against the fence. That's where Sergey doesn't really do shit up against the fence. And you just bomb him out. You know, I think Vitor has more power at heavyweight than he did at light heavyweight. I think he's got more finishing capabilities. And I think he's explosive, dangerous. He's big. He filled out for the division. I'm going to go with Vitor Petrino to get this one done by round 2 knockout. Round 1 or round 2. I'm going to think more round 2. I think round 1's going to be a feeler round. Round 2, I think Vitor's going to put him down. But I'm going to go with Vitor Petrino by finish here. I'm going to go Vitor by knockout. Like I said, I think Sergey can win this 100%. Like, he's a good underdog this week. Sergey Spivak is a good underdog for some of you guys that bet on these cards and stuff. But I'm going to go with Vitor to get it done by round 2 knockout. We move on to the main event of Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Gregory Robocop Rodrigues. I love this main event because it goes one of 2 ways, boys. Either we're going to get Gregory Rodrigues round 1, round 2, round 3, brutal, probably disgusting knockout. Call it what it is. He's got massive hands. He's huge for the fucking weight class. He's got big power. He's like a fucking zombie. And he throws with intent. Every single one of his punches is to knock you out or to kill you. I was there at UFC 326. When he put Bruno Ferreira out, the entire fucking arena just plummeted, bro. It sounded like the arena erupted as Bruno Ferreira's body hit the canvas. It was a nasty, brutal knockout. And when he put fucking, what's his name? Oh my god, I was going to say his own name. When he put, what's his name? Fuck, dude. Oh my gosh. What is his name? Dude. I hate these names, man. I hate these names, guys. But you know I gotta remember him. Oh, Gregory Rodrigues, bro. It was, how the fuck did I not remember that? Jack Hermanson. When he put Jack Hermanson out, it was just disgusting. Brutal. Flatline KO'd him and then hit him with one more hammer shot. It was not necessary, but it was brutal. Anyways, Gregory Rodrigues has nasty power, but he does fade as the fight goes on. So either this goes Gregory Rodrigues, round 1, round 2, round 3, brutal knockout, or Anthony Hernandez, end of round 3, round 4, round 5, mauling TKO or submission, just fucking power guillotine if Gregory's sloppy take to some shit, just destroys him in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th. And I'm going to lean that way. When I saw this matchup on paper, I'm like, ooh, this might be tricky for Hernandez. But at the same time, I remember sitting there and watching Jared Cannonier, 42-year-old Jared Cannonier, slow down and start to beat down on Gregory Rodrigues. Eat his shots and start to just fucking wear on him. Throw some body shots. Throw some shots upstairs. Start to really damage Gregory Rodrigues. Slow him down as the pace went on. And he TKO'd him in the 4th round. And that's 42-year-old Gregory Rodrigues. I think Anthony Hernandez has better cardio than, sorry, not Gregory Rodrigues. That's 42-year-old Jared Cannonier. I think Anthony Hernandez has better cardio than Cannonier. I think he's got better volume than Cannonier. I don't think he has necessarily more power, but I think his durability is better. I think his grit is better. I think he mixes it up better with the takedowns. He can slow the pace down, start to slow down Gregory Rodrigues, wear on him as the fence, wear on him on the fence, kind of like Merab does. And I think Anthony Hernandez will win this by round 3, round 4, or round 5 finish. Whether that be a ground and pound TKO or lands a big shot on the feet and then just kind of starts mauling him on the ground with some ground and pound shots, or whether that be with a fucking guillotine when Gregory Rodrigues gets sloppy and maybe shoots a takedown. And Hernandez, I could see him just snatching up that one-arm guillotine and just fucking pulling and dragging him across the octagon like he did to Roman Dolidze and like he's done to other motherfuckers. Like, he is a dog, Anthony Hernandez, and I don't really see a path where Gregory Rodrigues chins him to the body like Strickland did. Strickland uses those teeps up the middle and just stabs your body. And then when you crash in, uses a knee and keeps you at distance with those fucking jabs. He's really tricky, Strickland is. He really is. He's the fucking world champ for a reason. You know, he's a tricky fucking opponent. And he was a terrible style for Anthony Hernandez. But I think Gregory Rodrigues is the perfect style. A big, powerful, shredded bomber who's just trying to put your lights out, but who can get slowed down, who can get beat down on, and who Anthony Hernandez is going to have a field day with when it gets to the later rounds. Like, Anthony Hernandez loves these kind of fights, like Roman Dolidze. When he had that Dolidze fight, he loved that fight in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round when he was just fucking mauling him, just treating him like he wasn't even a fighter, treating him like he couldn't even fucking match his energy because Anthony Hernandez tired him out so bad. And that's what he does. He drowns you into deep fucking waters where you can barely throw a punch and you're just getting dragged around. Hernandez is punching you with fucking little uppercuts and little shots on the ground, beating you up and then choking you out or just fucking pounding away on you until you can't do shit. It's a very, like, he breaks your demeanor. And I really think he's going to do that to Gregory Rodrigues. So I'm going to go with Anthony Hernandez to win this fight by round 3, round 4, or round 5 TKO or submission. I think he's really going to put a mauling on him at the end of the 3rd, 4th, 5th, so on and so forth. I think he's going to finish him in one of those rounds by, like, maybe a power guillotine if Gregory Rodrigues shoots a sloppy takedown, or he just grinds on him on the fence, takes him down, beats him up with punches, and just fucking TKOs him on the mat. I could definitely see a world where that happens. So I really think Anthony Hernandez is going to win this fight. I think this is a perfect matchup for him. Give me Fluffy Hernandez by round 3, round 4, or round 5 finish. Those are all my predictions for UFC Sacramento. I just realized this video has been almost 40 minutes. If you guys have stayed the entire video, I really appreciate you guys. Drop a like, drop a comment down below who you guys are picking in this main event. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you.